We can be lucky, or we can make our luck. And what we're going to do this morning is to make our luck. Can I ask all our panelists to join me towards the front of the stage as we'd like to introduce ourselves to you. Now, you all know we've had the Olympics here in Vancouver, and all BC has done an absolutely amazing job, and yes, you can applaud. You know that the gold medal hockey game is the last event of the Olympics, so this is our gold medal game.
The US is in trouble.
We're here to score for sustainability, and I'd like to introduce our starting lineup to you. On my far left is my dear friend Dianne Dillon, who's a corporate director in the United States with many important positions, particularly with the Obama administration now, and over the years with corporate sustainability. And Dianne is playing left wing for us. And if I introduce you and you want to do a little dance or you want to cheer, that's fine. Not you guys, our team. Beside Dianne is the Honorable John Yap, the Minister of State for Climate Action in the Government of British Columbia. And since John takes that position and is a politician, he's playing center, which is a good place to be politically, John. Beside John is a long associate, David Runnels, who's the President and CEO of the International Institute for Sustainable Development and one of the most articulate spokespersons on international sustainability issues for his whole career. And David will be playing right wing, and I know he's going to score. Beside David, we have an import. And Tony Manwaring is here, the chief executive of Tomorrow's Company in London, UK. Skating's not a big tradition in hockey for the UK, so Tony, you're in goal. And you get to defend the pucks that are going to be thrown at us by this audience.
Scary for you, but okay.
And finally, to my left is Nicholas Parker, another dear friend. And Nicholas is the chairman of Clean Tech Venture Group, and Nicholas will be playing left defense. And I'm glad I'm playing beside him in right defense, and I'm the muscle on the team. So if this is sort of like a rock'em sock'em town hall, Don Cherry's not here, but you are. So I want you to welcome our panel. Please have a seat. A few more words about what we're going to do this morning. We want to be, and I have asked our speakers to be, and I ask you to be right here, right now, to be provocative, profound, pragmatic, pointed, personal, and powerful. I would like you to know, and I would like me to appreciate, in fact, everyone around you to appreciate, what changes for you 1.5 hours from now. We are not where we need to be for a green economy or sustainability. So what will change and what will be your part of it, and what do you take away from this conference and this event and this morning that will change on Monday when you are back pursuing the things you pursue in business? What will you do differently? How will enterprise, innovation, and your energy fuse together to bring that green economy that we need? With that, each of our speakers will say a few words, beginning with Dianne and coming through to Nick. But we're going to go as fast as possible to you. But it's a town hall, it's not a question and answer session, but you're also not making speeches. I did say I was the muscle. And so I'm going to be wanting us to move the puck, pass, and be one team, and do it quickly. Dianne, over to you.
Well, it's interesting being first, and I mean, I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't also mention I realize I'm the only woman on the panel. And that we're 50% of the world's population, but hey, we're doing okay. So I'll try and hold it up for the girls. I've had several other presentations here at Globe, and it is always a pleasure to be here at Globe. Somewhere I'm sure John Weeb is out there. You guys have done a great job. And this Globe has felt different. And so I was trying to figure out why and what is it that makes it feel different. And part of it is the tick-tock of we have so much more experience, we've done much more of this. Part of it is how many young people are here, and that generation coming into this workforce and this energized force is also different. But part of it is also that there's an urgency, and if there was one thing that was challenging to me, there didn't seem to be in some presentations the same quantity of urgency that the agenda that faces us seems to warrant. Now, I did not do prepared remarks for this, and I just said that to the group. Other than the minister, I've known all these guys far too long. And we've, between cab rides in Rio in '92, and we all have experiences that we've had together. But I did think about a speech that I gave a bit back, and it was a speech from 2076. So if you're paying attention. And I realized that for many of us, the timelines on which we're operating for change at some level for the vision are too short. So I think we've got a challenge here of how do we put together both the urgency that we need to deal with, the long range of how much has to change and how long and for how far, and also right now. Now, Chris did ask us to each say what we think a green economy is. And ultimately, a green economy has just got to be the economy. I mean, it can't really keep being, well, these are the green jobs. I remember with the issue around alternative energy, I remember saying to, I won't talk about which company it was because it's not important, but I kept saying, if you keep calling it alternative, psychologically, people think something that's alternative is lesser than, is not quite regular, is not quite up to snuff. So we are in the process of replacing. For me, sustainability, which has been a placeholder and a proxy word, this is the 21st century agenda for the completion of the process of democracy. How do we do it at both a global level, domestically, regionally, and locally? And I mean, it's sort of like having 4 or 5 axes all at the same time. And how do we, I'm looking for Chris, and how do we put all of this in the mix at the same time? Now, the one other thing I would say that is critical in this is we still have language that puts too many things in silos. Nick and I were talking, we have got to figure out how we put the language of the social components of this, the issues around equity and disparity have to be in that same mix and not ranked lower, but figured out all at the same time. We have too many vertical, hierarchical structures that have to be turned on their sides and become continuums rather than you're at the top, you're at the bottom. We've got to figure out how we make this happen all at the same time for all, as well as how we continue to make progress. Now, if he lets me go any longer, I'll go into my list of 9 that I did at the women's luncheon yesterday, which was all about personal sustainability. All the women who were in the room who were there and the other good non-women who were in the room with us. Remember what we talked about, but for now it's our secret.